Are you feeling weak and overwhelmed? Life's challenges can sometimes feel like an endless uphill battle, leaving you drained, exhausted, and wondering how much more you can take. You're doing your best to keep up, to stay strong, but it feels like your strength is fading, slipping through your fingers with every new challenge that comes your way. Does that sound familiar? If it does, know that you are not alone. We've all been there. Those moments when it feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on us, when life's difficulties and trials seem too much to bear. And that's exactly why this video is for you. If this message speaks to your heart, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with someone who also needs to hear these words of encouragement. Let's spread this message of hope together. Now, here's the truth. Real strength doesn't mean never feeling weak. It means knowing where to turn when you do. It's not about never falling, but about knowing how to get back up, and more importantly, who to lean on when you're struggling to stand. The good news is that God doesn't expect you to carry everything on your own. In fact, it's in your weakest moments that His strength shines the brightest. Think about that for a moment. When you're at your lowest, when you feel like you have nothing left, that's where God's power begins. It's in those very moments of weakness that He can work most powerfully in your life. So what can you do when you feel weak? The first step is to stop trying to do it all alone. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you have to handle everything by yourself, that admitting you need help is a sign of failure or inadequacy, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Admitting that you need help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's recognizing that you were never meant to carry life's burdens on your own. God created us to be in a relationship with Him, to rely on His strength, not just our own. The second step is to lean into God's strength. This may sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful. When you feel overwhelmed, when you've reached the end of your strength, turn to God. He is there, waiting to carry the burden you've been struggling with. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 12:9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." What an incredible promise. God's power is perfected in our weakness. When we are weak, He is strong. When we can't go on, He carries us. But how can you practically lean into God's strength? Start by praying. Prayer is your direct connection to God, your way of communicating with Him. When you pray, you're not just speaking into the void. You are talking to the Creator of the universe, the one who knows you better than you know yourself and who loves you more than you can imagine. Pour out your heart to Him. Tell Him what's weighing you down, where you feel weak, and where you need His help. And then, trust Him. Trust that He hears you, that He is with you, and that He is more than able to carry you through whatever you are facing. Another way to lean into God's strength is by immersing yourself in His Word. The Bible is full of promises of God's strength, His power, and His love for you. When you read these promises, when you meditate on them and let them sink into your heart, you are building a foundation of strength that will carry you through even the toughest times. Verses like Philippians 4:13, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," or Isaiah 40:29, "He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak." Remind us that we don't have to rely on our own strength. God's strength is available to us every single day. And don't forget the importance of community. God didn't create us to walk through life alone. We need each other. When you feel weak, reach out to a trusted friend, a pastor, or a mentor. Let them know what you're going through and allow them to support you. Sometimes, God's strength comes through the people He has placed in our lives. Those who can offer a listening ear, a word of encouragement, or a prayer of support. Don't be afraid to lean on your community. They are there to help you, just as you will be there to help them when they need it. Lastly, remember that feeling weak does not disqualify you from God's love or His plans for your life. We all have moments of weakness, moments when we feel like we have nothing left to give. But those moments don't define you. What defines you is your relationship with God and His love for you. In your weakest moments, God is still working, still moving, and still using you in powerful ways. So, if you are feeling weak today, take heart. You don't have to be strong on your own. Let God be your strength. He is not only willing but eager to carry your burdens, to give you the strength you need to keep going. and to show you that His power is made perfect in your weakness. Are you ready to rely on His strength? If so, I encourage you to take a moment right now to pray. Ask God for the strength you need and surrender your burdens to Him. And if you feel comfortable, comment below, "God, I need you." And don't forget, if this message spoke to your heart, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next videos, and share this with someone who needs this encouragement. Together we can spread hope and strengthen each other in faith. May God bless you.